Right, we are at Three Sisters for the 1 lap course. As you can see, it's spitting. So yeah, we're just coming down for practice. Forecast showers all day and heavy rain possibly this afternoon, but between the showers we might get some bright spells. So there is only 40 cars here today, a very minimal entry, so we should get many runs, possibly 8 or 9. So you would hope that 1 or 2 of them will be dry, but certainly not for this practice run. So this is going to be very sketchy. I've only been here once before, it's on a layout I've not done before, so we'll just take it steady in practice and then we'll see what conditions are like on each run. But yeah, going to be interesting. That was sketchy. Very sketchy, but we got round. Let's hope the grip improves, it dries out a bit. I have to have full concentration there. GoPro. Right, we're coming down for the time run 1. It's literally been about 20 minutes, that is it, since practice. Because there's only 40 cars, it is quick fire. We get back, we have 5-10 minutes and then we're back down again, so that's the good thing. It stopped raining, I think. I'm very slightly spitting now, so it's warm enough. It's 22-23 degrees that if we have a prolonged period without a shower, the track may dry out. Because it's a kart track predominantly, it is very sketchy in the wet, more so than other places, so which we found out in practice. But 58 seconds for practice. The class record is a 47, so a long way to go, but we should get lots of runs. It's probably, I don't know, 50-60% wet now, but the longer it stays without raining, the more we're going to dry out. So yeah, we'll give it 8 temps, let's say, on this one, because it's still going to be very iffy. Oh, and saying that, just started spitting again, but let's see how it goes. A couple of seconds off 56. Oh, we need it to dry out. until it stays dry now and the track gets a bit drier each run. Yeah, still can't give it the beans, it's so tentative. Right, a 50.6 on that last one. I didn't record it because it had just been raining before and I thought, yeah, I ain't gonna go any quicker than previous, but we did. When you started and the grip felt there, so even though the track looked damp, there was grip there, so conditions almost identical for this one. So we can give it 9 temps now. I was briefly FTD, fastest time of the day, but that's been superseded as the track dries out and people get some more confidence. So the aim now is under a 50. Let's see if I can get a 49 on this one. A couple of places I know I can neaten up, and then we'll just see if the grip's there or not around the long right hander. Yeah, because there is rain forecast this afternoon and it could be very heavy, so this might be the best run of the day. Let's try not mess it up. We're getting there. A low 49, that'll do. Right, coming down for timed run 5. But we're squeezing another one in before lunch because the organisers have said it's likely to peak down after lunch, which is what my weather app says. So this will be the best run of the day. 49.08 in that last one. Yeah, very good time, I think. So let's see if we can creep into a 48. I think that's about all it's got in it in these conditions with this car. I was more or less flat out on that last one. There might be a temp for 2, but it will have to be a perfect run. It felt really good, did that last one. You know yourself when yeah, when you hook one up together and there's no mistakes. So yeah, we'll see if we can creep into a 48. It's going to have to be a 10 out of 10 run, but let's give it 100% and see if we can do it. Right, they just announced we're going to get a 6 run before lunch. Absolutely flying through them to make the most of the dry weather. So you can't say you don't get value for money today. with the curb cost me. Oh, it's there, the 48's there. Ever so slight mistake. We're right on the limit now. Yeah, just had to correct it. Just launched off at curb too much and had to counter steer and lost a couple of attempts, but still a good run. Right, timed run number 6. Oh, somebody's just spun after the finish line. Oh, let's hope they didn't go into barrier. Yeah, 49.2 I think on that last one, or 49.1. Oh shit, it might be on fire. Tons of smoke coming off, I can't really see. Yeah, so very close to a 48. Probably would have been there if I'd have not had to correct that moment of at curbs, but I have to hit the curbs to shave as much time off as possible. I think the knack is hitting them at kind of a straight angle. If you hit it and try and turn or power at the same time, that's when the car doesn't like it. So yeah, let's see if we can do a 10 out of 10 perfect run and squeeze into a 48, but if not, I'm happy with them low 49s. Come on! That were more or less perfect. Yeah, that felt really good. That's about all that's in it. Even with it a spitting. Happy with that. Right, we made it back from Three Sisters for just a single day, and overall really pleased with it, with how it went. So the weather forecast was showers all day, and it kind of played out like that, although the afternoon was much drier than expected. So we got there and it was wet, and over the first practice and the first couple of runs it gradually dried out before another rain spell come. So practice was kind of irrelevant. We did a 58 and then a 56 in timed run 1. But as it started drying out, the times were getting quicker and quicker and quicker. So the overall target, the lap record if you like, I think is a 47.7. So we were trying to get as close to that as possible. I don't think in my head I were going to beat it at any point, but we'll see how close we could get. See, timed run 2 was where it was 3/4 dry, shall we say, and that was a 50.8. Then we got a shower. I didn't actually record the next one because the battery's dying on this GoPro. I've now bought 3 new batteries for it. I thought they'd be a lot more expensive than what they actually are, so we shouldn't have any issues moving forward with the GoPro dying. But I thought we'll save time run 4 because we'd had a brief shower. I'm not going to go any quicker, but actually the track was gripping up and actually did go slightly quicker. So 50.5 in time run 3. So then on to time run 4, and it was again gradually getting drier and drier. People were pushing more and more. We managed to get a 49.0
4:08, which I think at that point led the field. Run number 5, what was going to be the last one before lunch, was going to be an all or nothing because it was forecast very heavy rain at the time for dinner time and beyond. So run 5, like I said on the video, were probably going to be the premium run of the day. But we made a little error on that, just lost it, went on one of the curbs a bit too aggressive, and it just kicked the car out a little bit. So we were slightly slower on that, 49.2. But I knew at that point we were getting a 6th run. So the 6th run was going to be the do or die run, if you like, before lunch. Yeah, went all in, really neat. Didn't look dramatic at all on the videos, but as I've said many times, in my car, when it's neat and there's no drama, that's when it seems to be quick, as long as I'm right towards the limit. So yeah, come away from that, nailed that one with a 48.9, and I thought that is as good as it's going to get on the day with me and that car. I can't extract anything else from it. We broke up for lunch. Sure enough, as predicted, the rain came. Not heavy, but enough. And a lot of people went home. There was only 40 cars there anyway, and half the field went home at dinner because we'd had 6 runs. The forecast was bad. Some people had been doing the day before as well at Barben, so they had a long weekend and they thought, let's get off. Left about 20 of us, so we knew we were going to get a lot more runs in the afternoon, but it all depended on the weather. So went out after dinner where it had stopped raining, but the track was still wet, did a 51 something, and we were straight back round. So there were only like 10-15 minutes between runs in the morning, but then the afternoon with even less, there was like 5 to 10 minutes, that is it. So I thought, it's pointless going out again. I aren't going to beat the 48.9. But contrary to the predictions, it actually dried out and we had a tiny bit amount of sun, not much, but enough to make a difference. So I thought, yeah, there's a chance here to beat that 48.9 if I play my cards right. So come up with a little plan to deliberately warm the tyres on one run, as in wheel spin off the line, screech round the corners, like overdrive it if you like, to get some heat into the tyres, come straight back to the pits, get called down again where everything's nice and warm, and blitz the next run after that. And it worked a treat. There was only like 5 to 10 minutes between one run to another. Went straight back down with tyres still not red hot but moderately warm. And we managed a 48.6, which the GoPro had died at that point, but yeah, another 3/10 off, and that was again a 10 out of 10 run. Couldn't have done any more, and on the day that was as good as it was going to get. There's possibly a bit more time there in perfect conditions, because as you saw in the video, it was never perfect at any point, but just having that rerun, if you like, get down for a run and then straight back into another run, just warmed everything up nicely. So even though there wasn't temperature in the track as such, there was temperature in the tyres, and just enabled me to eke a bit more time out. So in contrary to Lowton Park the previous week, where I come away a bit disappointed thinking I've left half a second on the table, come away from Three Sisters this week thinking there was nothing left on the table. The 2 runs that I went all in were more or less as good as it could be for me in that car on that particular day. So yeah, we are up to Scamenden next week. Got plenty of batteries now. We will get tons of runs at Scamenden because there's only 40 cars again there, but it's a tiny hill. It's only 20 odd seconds, I think. So never done it before. We'll see how that goes, and yeah, see how we get on there. Thank you for watching.